Hey everyone, today's lesson is about composition of trig functions. This is a pretty tricky topic, so I have two separate videos about the idea. This one's just kind of a lead-in or an introduction. The other one's a little bit longer and kind of gets into some of the gory details. So for this one, you guys know Desmos can do a lot of incredible things, and if you're bored and have enough time, you can even start to create some cool pictures. So you'll see the picture that I'm making here. You can probably start to guess what it is as we work our way through. Add the head. Oh, that's starting to look a little familiar. Add the hair. Now it's looking really familiar. And if you can't tell by now, this is an almost complete picture of Charlie Brown, but there are a couple really important characteristics of Charlie Brown that are missing. Where is that grimace, that angry grimace, and well, what kind of function would I use in order to make that? To make the rest of them, I may basically use a lot of parabolas and circles and other mathematical functions. But to make that grimace, I think the perfect thing to choose would be maybe a sinusoid. So maybe like a y equals cosine of x or sine of x. That would be the perfect mouth for Charlie Brown. Of course, we just got to get everything just right, all the different parameters. Right now, the amplitude of 1 is a little too large, so maybe we go a little bit smaller. Maybe we shift it up 6 or 7 units so it's in the right spot. And you can see right now, well, it's a little too long for a mouth, so I could restrict the x's maybe on the interval from -2 to 2, something like that. And of course now it just looks like a simple little frown instead of that nice sinusoidal thing that we saw before. So maybe I try some different amplitudes, 2x, 3x, 4x, to try one that looks just right. How about maybe 4.5x? That looks pretty good. That's like a nice Charlie Brown grimace. Okay, good. Now the picture's coming full circle. But there is one thing that I'm lacking here, and that's the signature Charlie Brown t-shirt. That zigzag that cuts right through every single Charlie Brown t-shirt. Well, it's kind of like a sinusoid too, but you'll notice if you look closely at it, it's a little sharper. It's more of a zigzag instead of a nice smooth sine or cosine wave. So today we're going to talk about a function, really a composition of functions that's going to create that zigzag. And, well, one version of it would be y equals none other than cosine inverse of cosine of x. It makes this crazy zigzag pattern. So the second video that I make will tell you all the mathematical details about why that looks the way it does, how sine might be a little bit different, and all of that. But for now, let's just see if we can fit this function and make Charlie Brown complete. So maybe a slightly smaller amplitude again, maybe increase in the frequency. That looks about good, and then maybe also a restriction on some particular interval so it fits just nicely into his t-shirt there. That looks pretty good, maybe a little bit off there. How about that? Yep, that's one zigzag. I need to make a second one, so I'll just copy this and put a second one here and raise it up, I don't know, maybe 1 unit or so. Alter these endpoints, and I think Charlie Brown is looking complete. Cool. Check out the second video to see what cosine inverse of cosine is all about.